Today we're going to continue our lesson using Keynote, and I want you to be able to demonstrate how to move objects all at once and create a magic move transition in Keynote. The shortcut tip of the day is you need to know how to duplicate an object or duplicate a slide, and you do that by using Command D. So let me show you what you're going to learn today. This is Keynote. You're going to create 3 slides. When I press play, this is what your animation will look like when you're done. Okay, so that is what you're going to learn how to do today. In order to get started, I want you to open up Keynote. And when you open Keynote, you're going to get the theme chooser. Please choose black by double-clicking on it. And then remember from yesterday, you're going to delete the text boxes so that they don't get in your way of the animation. So if you don't have the inspector window open, you open it up by clicking on the blue dot with the white eye, and now your inspector window is open. You will need to choose the 3rd tab, which is the yellow diamond. We're going to start by choosing the shape of a square. So click on the square, it's going to pop up on your screen. Hover your mouse over the middle handle like mine is. I'll zoom in there for you so you can see. And then you're just going to click and drag upwards to make it a long rectangle. So I'm going to keep dragging upwards, and then I'm going to come down to the bottom handle and drag it down. And you can see in the preview window here that I have a little black space left on top, so I need to scroll up and fill in the rest of that space. Okay, now I'm going to click in the middle of the bar, and I'm going to drag the bar over to the left to where there's just a little bit of black space left. Now I'm going to come to the fill area, which is right here. You're going to click here and choose a color. Once you choose a color, you're now going to duplicate this bar. So we're going to choose Command D, and it's going to duplicate the bar. You're going to click and drag the bar over so that there's a little bit of white space left in between, something like this. Again, I'm going to change the color of that bar to a different color. Now with this bar selected, and you know it's selected because you see the handles, you're going to do Command D again, and notice that it now duplicates the distance that you created between the other 2 bars. So now we're going to change the fill of this one to a different color, duplicate again, change the fill to a different color, duplicate again, change the color, duplicate, change the color. And we're doing this until we have bars going across the screen. Now you can see in the preview window that I have a little bit of black space showing up down here at the bottom. So that means I need to move my bar down. I'm going to move this inspector window over, and I'm going to drag these bars down to the bottom so that everything is even. That looks good. Okay, so now it's time to do some animation. We're going to click on Build In, and we're going to click on the first bar so that the first bar is selected. Under Effect, you're going to choose Flip. Flip is right here underneath Flash Bulbs and right above Fly In. We're going to click Flip, and you're going to see in the preview window what that looks like. We're going to click on each bar and choose Flip. So you can either click on each bar individually, like I'm doing, and choose Flip, or you can click on a bar, hold down the Shift key, and select the other bars. For instance, now I have these 2 bars selected, and now I'm going to choose Flip under Effect, and both of the bars are going to have that effect applied to them. So now when I press the preview box, you're going to see those 2 bars flipping, And if I press play up here at the top, which is how you play your presentation to see what your animation looks like, every time I click my mouse, a bar is going to flip. And that's the end of that animation. Now, if we want all the bars to flip together, that is what I'm going to show you how to do. And then anytime you need to pause this video to do this in class, feel free to pause or go back to the other animation that I just did so that you can repeat that in your project. So you're going to click on More Options. You're going to click on the first shape and notice that it shows the first shape here. Click on the second shape and then hold down your Shift key, then click on shape 6, the last shape. You may actually have 5 shapes. That's okay. You don't have to have 6 just because I have 6, as long as you have 4 to 5 shapes going across the screen. So the only shape that's not selected is number 1. We're going to come down here to Start Build. You're going to click here and choose Automatically with Prior Build. Watch what happens when I click this. All of the bars now flip together. So if I click play and press the mouse, all the bars are going to come in and flip together. Now I want you to pause this video, open Keynote if you haven't already, and start drawing your bars to go across the screen, change their colors, and then apply the flip effect under Build-In. Okay, so now we're ready to move on. We want to now do a build out using these bars. So there are lots of really cool effects for the build out. I want you to spend some time clicking on some of these really cool effects. If I click on flip, notice that each one will now flip out individually, and that's okay because I'm going to show you how to make them all move together. Also notice that I only have these selected but not the purple one. So I want to make sure that all of my objects are selected at the same time. Again, this is how you select all of your objects. You click on one object, you hold down the Shift key, and you select each object after that by holding down the Shift key. Once they're all selected, I now choose Build Out, and I'm going to choose an effect. And lots of these effects are really cool. So if you just click on it, you'll see what they do, and you'll see what they look like. And notice that each one is moving individually. We want them to all move together. So while they're all selected like this, you can actually choose underneath Start Build automatically after Prior Build. If you click on that, it's going to make each one still move individually. Okay, so let's back up a second and undo that. I'm going to click in this white space to deselect these objects, and I'm going to click on the one underneath the first build out object, and that's because we want to choose the correct choice down here by doing that. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, I'm going to click on shape 8 and then click on shape 12 so that these are selected, and then I'm going to choose automatically with prior build, so that way it will automatically go with shape 7, which is the first build out shape. I'm going to choose automatically with prior build, and notice now that they all move together. So anything that I choose, I will now see what it looks like when they all move together. Okay? Alright, so I want you to spend some time choosing an effect that you like and see what that looks like for you. Okay? And on this one, also make sure that you choose the same one that you choose for this one. So that's why you see that weird one falling out that way. So I need to click here and choose the same one that I chose for the other one. And I believe that was Fall Apart. There we go. Okay, so pause the video now and make sure that you do the build out animation, and then come back to the video to move on to slide 2. So now we're going to move on to slide 2 by clicking on the plus sign up here next to new. I'm going to delete the text boxes, and at this time I'm going to close this drawer so that I have plenty of space to draw. I'm going to click on shapes and I'm going to click square again. I'm going to move the square down to the bottom and I'm going to increase the size. I'm going to change the color, which is where we go to fill, and I'm going to change the color here. Now I'm going to duplicate, Command D. I'm going to drag that shape here in the middle, and then I'm going to change the color, and then I'm going to duplicate again, and then change the color. Okay, now I'm ready to do a different type of animation, which is called Magic Move. So in order to do this one, I have to change which one of these tabs I'm clicked on. I need to click on the second tab that looks like a little TV. It's called the Slide Inspector. I need to make sure Transition is chosen also. So in order to make this work, you have to click over here in this area where the slides are. Choose Slide 2, and you will know it's chosen because you'll see the yellow box around it. And then you're going to duplicate that slide, Command D. When you do Command D, you will then see Slide 3 pop up, and it will look exactly the same. We want to work in Slide 3, so make sure that the yellow box is around Slide 3. So now what I want to do is I want to click and drag these boxes up here to the top, and I also want to shrink them to make them smaller. So I'm going to drag these to different places, make them smaller, drag this one up here, make it smaller. Okay. And once we have that done, then we're going to go back to the second slide, and on the second slide we're going to come over to the inspector, make sure that the second tab and Transition are chosen, and under Effect we're going to choose Magic Move. When I click Magic Move, you'll see that it automatically transitions those boxes to move into the smaller boxes that I've created. So, but if we want it to move automatically without clicking our mouse, we have to choose from here, Start Transition Automatically. We also want to click on Slide 1 and also choose Start Transition Automatically. Now when I click play, I should be able to watch my whole movie play without clicking a mouse. And there you go. Please play back any part of the video that you feel that you need to watch in order to do your presentation. By the end of the class period, you should have all 3 slides created with the effects that I have shown you here. Please don't create any other different effects because we will have a project that you guys will complete that will allow you to create the other ideas that you have swimming around in your mind. I want to make sure that you know how to do the basics first before I let you loose on a personal project. I hope you have fun today, and I'll see you tomorrow.